Hello, mate. Yeah, Risk tonight, yeah. Yeah, apparently, yeah, it says it's the ultimate game of military strategy. Yeah. Yeah, all right, mate, yeah. Yeah, all right, I'll see you at 6:30 then, mate, yeah, all right. Ta-da, mate. Yes! Yes, at last! Risk! Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, Downforce. Downforce, yeah.
Board games 4K.
That's a little review for Downforce. It's like a racing game. Oh, we got the expansion board here, so we might as well talk about that and all. This is, I think it was released in 1996 to start with. 96 maybe? Don't know, can't remember. But anyway, it's by, what's it? Wolfgang Kramer or the other one? But I don't know. Who is it? Wolfgang Kramer, yeah. So this is picked up by Rob Davio of Seafall fame. His new game, Restoration game. So yeah, so it's a bit of a classic, this one, I think. So basically what you're doing, you got a board, obviously. You've got a board with like a racing track on it. You've got 6 cars, and there's 3 phases to this game. So the first phase, you're going to be auctioning off the cars with a power card that goes with the car. Second phase, you're going to be racing the cars around the track by playing a card and moving all the cars by the number of spaces listed on it. And you've got like a wild card in there as well, which is like a white card. That means you can move any of the cars that's not listed on the card. And then you've got the final phase where you'll be betting on which car you think is going to come first and sort of second or third when they cross these yellow lines here. So they'll be running around the track, and when these cross these lines, you'll be placing bets on the car. But the trick is, at the end of the game, when you're totaling up with points based on who you bet on and who you thought was going to come first, second or third or whatever, you have to take away the amount of money that you bid to get your cars at the beginning. So the more you bid to get the cars at the beginning, the less points you're going to get at the end. So it's like we'll talk about that in a sec. So the pros of this game, this reminds us of Arve Caesar quite a lot, you know. So one of the first games, I think, to my knowledge, that had where everyone's got the same cards, and you've got like a random order, and you play a card and move the piece by that amount. So yeah, because we really like Arve Caesar. This even the board looks the same, you know. It's almost like it's sort of Arve Caesar 2.0 in a sense, you know. Yeah, the fact that it reminds us of that, and it's got like a little bit of that sort of camel up mechanism where you're taking like a random thing and moving more. You got more in the pyramid in camel up. You got more than one die in there, so you never know which one's going to come out. With this one, you've got a hand of cards, and you're going to be moving other people's cars as well as your own. So you've got to sort of make that sort of. There's a nice choice there between, do I move my own car a certain amount, but then gift another person that many spaces as well? So yeah, there's good choices in this one. Yeah, another thing is like the rules are a little bit clunky on this, but at the end of the auction phase, everybody's got to have at least one car. So everybody's involved. There's not some person sitting there thinking, oh, I ain't got a car to move or nothing like that. But yeah, everybody's involved. Everyone owns something. Everyone's got a stake in the game. Depending on what power you got, that car may move more or less spaces or whatever. But that's a really nice move for this one. I've never played the original game, so I don't know what was included in that. But this one seems to have a few things tacked on. But yeah, everybody's involved all the way through the game, and yeah, nice one. Yeah, so another thing we were thinking about is it's quite a novel thing. It's like due to the fact that you're auctioning off the cars at the beginning, there's a nice balancing mechanism due to the fact that you're spending points as money before you know the outcome of the race. So it's like a sort of a best guess thing. So the more powerful you are in the race, because you've got more cars and maybe more choice of power cars that you can choose from, where you only get one, but you get to choose one from the ones that you collect in the auction. But you're sacrificing points from the end of the game at the beginning of the game before you got them. So if you want to just keep making bids and throwing bids out there, you may suffer at the end. So the more conservative you are in the auction phase, the more likely you are to get more points at the end. But during the race, you might get completely blown out of the water because you didn't have enough cars. So that's a really excellent thing. We really like that. It keeps the sort of game, it's like a sort of a natural balancing mechanism. It isn't really sort of in your face, it just sits in the background. It's quite good. We like that. Yeah, probably the main plus point of this is it's just a doddle to learn, isn't it? I mean, the rulebook's 4 pages long really, and most of it's pictures anyway. So I mean, we played this yesterday with my 7-year-old and I had no trouble at all. A couple of the clunky rules surrounding the auction, when maybe it doesn't really arise, but everyone's got to have a car, and there's some, it's not complex, but it's just it's just the way it's worded is pretty bad anyway. But yeah, it's a simple game, and as a racer, that's what you want, something that's going to be pretty quick. You don't want this in-depth Formula 1 nonsense with one of these things there, you know what I mean? It's like a nice little family game you can pull out. And the plus fact is you got the expansion board that once because I think you only get 2 maps, don't you, in the first one, I think. I don't know. But you got the danger circuit, it changes it up, so you got 2 different sides of the board. You got the I don't know what they call it. You go through some canyon, and you got some night race, and they add sort of hazards, which keeps the game fresh. So for like tenner, I think it was. So it all fits in a box as well. So hopefully they'll release a few new maps for this, and they'll keep this thing going because it's pretty good. I like it. So cons of this game. It just seems like the auction system is a bit clunky and sort of added on. It don't really feel thematic to the game, you know. So it's just where would you auction off racing cars? I mean, it just don't make sense, does it really? It seems a bit bizarre. And the fact you could just bid whatever you want. I know you get punitive measures at the end, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, it don't really seem thematic. It would have been better maybe to sort of, I don't know, have that sort of Cyclades thing where if you bid on a car, you have to bid somewhere else, and make it a little bit more interesting really. But you just blind bidding, done, that's it. It was a bit feeble, but yeah, never mind. Yeah, another thing we realised is that maybe the yellow lines where you start the bidding on the for the who you think's going to come first, second or third, maybe they happen too quick. I mean, on one of the expansion boards, I think within 2 turns we crossed that line. It's like already. I mean, it's just far too quick. You wanted the game to go on a bit and make it feel like it's sort of further into the game before you start, you know, speculating on who you think's going to win the game. But it is what it is. I suppose it just sort of proves that it's more of a family game rather than a sort of a strategy game really. So yeah, I suppose we can forgive them for that. Maybe. Yeah, well, the 2-player game, it's crap. I mean, you know, we played a 2-player game the other day, and yeah, my son just bought up all the cars. He didn't know what he was doing, but he bought up all the cars thinking, yeah, I've got more cars than you, Dad, yeah. And then he ended up blowing a stack at the end of the game. So yeah, it's not good. It's too open. There's not enough variety. You want some 4 players probably minimum, I'd say, because otherwise you're going to have an uneven split with cars, and one car always seems to just pull ahead. So I just can't recommend this for 2 players. You know, there should be some. I know there's a variant, but it don't really work very well because, you know, with more players you split the cards up equally, the deck of cards up equally between all the players. But this one you get half the deck of the cards, and you're taking a hand of 7 and you replenish it every round. It's like, really, I mean, I don't know, just don't play with 2. It's poo. The final con is something that really annoyed me really, but we've got the yellow version of this, and we've got the Restoration Games Danger Circuit board, and they're not compatible. I mean, it's like, they are compatible, the boards are compatible, power cards have different backs on them, Restoration Games. I mean, that's not good enough really, because I know it's not really a game breaker, but the fact that you got the yellow version has got different card backs to the Restoration version means you, especially when you've got to like mix them up and you'll sort of blind drawing them. I mean, there's no excuse for that. I mean, we did contact the developer, and they just said, well, this is down to a yellow or whatever, you know, it's nothing to do with us. It's like, well, you own the rights to the game, mate. Do you know what I mean? Why didn't you sort it out? Or at least Why didn't you come to an agreement where you got some uniform printing mechanism or something? I mean, it's just, in this day and age, it's unacceptable. I mean, it reminds me of when we bought Troyes, when we had the first printing of that, and they reprinted the ladies of Troyes, and the card backs were a completely different colour. I mean, unplayable, completely unplayable. And we contacted Pearl Games about that, and they're like, what are we going to do about it, mate? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? And it's like, no. Pay good money for these games, remember, publishers. You sort yourselves out. So all in all, not final thoughts, because we're going to play this even more. But yeah, sort of intermittent thoughts for this one. And it's a really enjoyable, simple family game that kids and adults can enjoy. You know, it's not deep, there's no real strategy, it's just another one of them, chuck it out there, see what happens. You know, you might win, you might not. It's just a really good laugh, you know. And you know, thinking about what else is. I mean, Arbe Caesar is out of print, but I would definitely get Arbe Caesar ahead of this one, because it's just a lot more simple, I think. Well, not this is complicated, but this has got sort of some added bits in there that Arbe Caesar doesn't have. I mean, Arbe Caesar is just play a card, move forward. There's a couple of rules on it. If you're further ahead, you can't play a 6, and that's it. But this one, you got the auction, and you got this. Gets a little bit more for younger children. You know, it's a little bit more complicated. But I mean, you got Formula D, ain't you? Which is a nice roll and move game. But again, that's, I don't know. There's some, when you're playing the advanced game, you get bogged down in all these different situations. Not that it's a crap game one, I think, because we really do like it. But yeah, whatever. Camel Up's another one. That's really simple. It's sort of on par with this, I suppose. This one, it's cheap. It looks nice. It's pretty, and it's a nice blend between old and new. You know, I think Restoration Games, they've done a really good job of updating this, not making it too complicated, but making it appeal to sort of gamers and non-gamers alike. So you can pull this out for kids and maybe some non-gamers that don't generally play games. So all in all, yeah, I think we recommend this one. Probably not like, it's not up there, it's probably about 6 or 7 out of 10 for this one, but yeah, aside from, if they hadn't have messed up those power cards, I think it hasn't soured our experience of this, but it's just annoying that sort of nonchalant response from someone where you know, we thought maybe they'd be a bit more apologetic, but I don't know, maybe that's just the way the world is these days. You know what I mean? Anyway, peace out.